Hello guys and welcome to episode 11 of my Rome 2 Total War campaign, Caesar in Gaul, playing as the Romans. Today we are going to be taking back Devona hopefully, and maybe having to defend Tolosa against the Alski, as the Alski have become a bit too big for their boots and have been venturing into my lands with their large armies. So that's not something I'm looking forward to, because it will mean I'll have to bring back the 1st Legion and the 3rd Legion in order to take care of that, which will be a waste of time in the bottom left of the map. But either way, we're not at war with these two nations north of us, so not much of an issue there. We have plenty of time to deal with these guys. It will just be a bit of a waste. So not much more to do in this turn after last episode. We did manage to get the peace treaty with the Vocontii, so they're out of our way. So yeah, that's all we've got to do. So let's quickly move on and end the turn. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. I guess my army here has been sabotaged or something by an agent, which has meant that this army can just walk straight past them and attack Tolosa, which is great. They have a Spear Warrior unit, 2 Levy Freeman unit, 3 Celtic Slinger units, and their general. And all I have is some Vigiles, Celtic Warriors, Plebs, and Celtic Skirmishers. These Celtic Warriors can do a significant amount of damage to the Levy Freeman, so that should be alright, but I'm not a fan of all these Slingers. Either way, as much as the strength bonus goes towards them, I am still going to go ahead and fight this one on the battle map. Okay, so here we are. So the enemy is approaching from this direction with 4 ladders. So we're just going to quickly move our men over here with our skirmishers. Oh, well, I don't think I'll put them on the walls, because if I do put them on the walls, then these slingers will actually start to really hurt. So I'm not going to do that just yet. I am going to bring up these plebs though. It does seem as though they are using 2 units of slingers though to push ladders, which I don't think will work quite in their favour. But either way, we're going to start the battle, see what happens. I'll move up my Celtic Warriors a bit more, I think. And we'll see whereabouts they decide to put the ladders. Pretty straight ahead, so probably just along this wall. And we'll have to face off with our Vigiles. So the general gave a quick speech there. I'm not sure it's going to do too much, especially if they manage to get all their men over the walls. That would be a big issue. These plebs probably won't do much, but we're going to have to use them as soon as they start coming over the walls. Otherwise they will completely overwhelm us. So what I might do, instead of having the skirmishers fire 1 by 1 on the walls, I'll keep them off the walls and use them to fire volleys as the men come over the ladders. I think that would be a lot more effective. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Get my Romans into position. And the warriors here, well, they're going to do the majority of the damage. So we're going to quickly speed it up. As though my towers are trying to burn down these ladders, but that's not going to really do much. Right, going to get my Vigiles over to the right, face off against these Spear Warriors, and these Levy Freemen climbing up this ladder while they can face off against these Celtic Warriors. I'm going to stop these guys from firing straight away, because that is a waste of missiles.
Our general is under attack.
Right, we're going to charge into these Levy Freemen. My Vigiles on the right. are engaged with the spear warriors now. I'm going to move over my skirmishers so that they can fire into that melee. Should do quite a lot of damage, especially if they focus this area here where they're starting to come down. It's doing a nice amount of damage there. It's not using up too much ammunition as well. So we need to continue pressing onto the levy freemen. Going to give another attack order to make sure that the Celtic warriors are as efficient as possible. They are pushing over these Celtic slingers as well, and they'll die very easily to the warriors. But these spear warriors are dying fast, and my Vigilés are actually holding their ground quite nicely. So I might actually quickly move on the skirmishers to a position where they can throw into the side of that unit. There we go. It's doing a lot more damage. Cutting them down. Brilliant. I might actually bring up the plebs to just finish off the slinger unit. The general's wavering though, which is not good. As soon as we start cutting down these slingers though, we should be okay. And it looks like we've nearly finished off these slingers. We have more levy freemen coming up now. We've also got the general looking like he wants to come up as well. When the general starts climbing, that's going to be a big issue. Going to save a volley of these skirmishers to throw at the general unit. Looks like backed up by the plebs though that they have eventually broken the slingers on this side. I'm going to put the Celtic warriors into a frenzy as the spear warriors come over. And that way we can start to chop them down. So we have them nice and surrounded here, but I think the general unit of the enemy will actually outclass my men. I'm going to get my plebs to help out over there, and my general as well. May as well. Actually, I won't keep my plebs into the, or put my plebs into the fight yet. I'll just use them there to keep the morale up of my men. But I will send my general in with the rapid advance, just to make sure their charge is much better. You can see my Celtic warriors are doing half as well now that the spear nobles are actually over the walls. The defense value of these men is pretty much too good. So what I'm going to do is retreat the men away from this wall. I will let the unit advance, and then we can surround them.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
My general's actually routed though, which is not good. I'll charge the warriors into the back of this unit.
Our men flee the field of battle.
And that has done quite a lot of damage, but still not enough. The enemy has 130 men left. And my plebs and Celtic warriors aren't going to do very much at all, especially with my general unit routing like that. The towers are probably doing the most damage at the moment, killing off the majority of this Celtic slinger unit.
Men flee the field of battle.
But there we go. With the general unit getting over the walls, like I said, my men weren't able to hold out. So that's unfortunate. Means we've lost Tolosa to the enemy, and we're going to have to send back the 3rd Legion to take care of that. Looks like all they did was sack it, so that's okay. Failed a mission to assassinate Attacco. I think Attacco is... oh no, okay. This guy here, Emanutinos. Emanutenios? Okay, I can't really pronounce that. But either way, you can see that he is the scout that wrecked the baggage train of this army, causing it not being able to move this turn or the next. I'm actually going to move the 2nd Legion down now, I think, towards Devona. We might be able to pick up a few mercenaries, but I'm not entirely sure if that's a good idea just yet. I'll probably do it next turn. Our technology is finished next turn, so we get the plus 5% army for replenishment, which will be nice. But it looks like there is a character that requires attention. A member of my family has been captured by pirates. These scum are offering to return the boy in exchange for a substantial ransom. Well, at the moment we have 100% influence, so I'm not sure this is going to make much of a difference. I think we'll just do nothing. Gain us some infamy. I'm not too sure what the consequences of that will be. But there we go. We can lose one boy. My veteran has increased in rank though, so we're going to make him a martial artist. And I might be able to actually use him to assassinate this scout with slaughter. Enemy assassinated. Bravo. So that's going to stop that scout from doing any more damage to our army. And with that done, he has used up all his movement points. We'll put him back in the army next turn. But meanwhile, let's move on with my spy and see what's happening to the north. So the Pictones have a really nice army here. 3 armies in fact, which are all pretty full. And we have my patrician not being able to move really. I can move back the 1st Legion though from Burdigala towards Sotium. I think I might do that so that the Vivici can't sack that settlement. I don't think we're actually in range to attack that army. No, we're not. So we'll have to wait in Sotium for now. But it's going to allow us to build up the area in Burdigala. I'm actually going to build a field of Mars here in Burdigala. And I'm going to convert the culture of the buildings in Sotium to our own. Looks like cattle trader here is the thing that's been raided or sacked. So I'm going to have to fix that up. But I'm lucky that they didn't really take that. The 3rd Legion can now move though. That's a bit strange. Is that a bug? I moved the Asian out of the army and now they can move. So I could use the 3rd Legion to attack Devona, but I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to use them to kill these 2 armies that are in my own lands, because if I leave them to do what they want, I have no idea where they're going to go. So we'll make sure that we attack them.
At once.
And that actually pushes them into range of the 1st Legion now. This one's in forced march stance, which is going to auto-resolve that with a balanced stance. And that'll destroy that army. And then I'll put the 3rd Legion back towards Tolosa so it can reinforce if needed. And that's increased the military traditions of the army actually. So we'll give them formidable fighters to get the plus 3% weapon damage. And we'll get the 1st Legion to finish off the Defender of the Hills. So we're going to go with an auto-resolve again, and with an aggressive stance. Although that probably wasn't the best choice, because I lost 2% of my men when I could have lost none. Never mind, doesn't really matter. We're in our own lands. Just going to kill the captives again. And Julius Caesar has increased in rank. So he is now rank 8. That's huge. But we can go with extra logistics if we want. Or we can get a new skill completely. Let's just see what there is to take. So Navigator might be nice for plus 8% campaign map movement range, but that's one Admiral actually, so no, that's probably not very useful. There's not much else that's decent there. So I think I might just continue to upgrade his logistics to get the plus 12% replenishment rate, which is really, really nice. And plus 16% armor is also very, very nice as well. So that's good. We are in fact in range to attack the Auski if we wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go back towards Sotium. I actually put them into a forced march so we can get into the garrison, because otherwise we're going to suffer from quite a public order penalty that turn. And, well, the 2nd Legion here, next turn they can take Devona now that we've cleaned up the rest of the Vivisai's armies. So that's quite nice, it's working out quite well. And that is all done for this turn. I'll just quickly go through the event messages. Army destroyed, that's a garrison army. We got the household expands, plus 1 authority instead of 2% morale for all units. No, we're going to send that to the pool. Hidden agent exposed, trait gained, slaughter, plus 5% chance of successful assassination. That's nice. That's for the veteran that I just used to kill the agent. We've got the enemy army retreats of Catavolcus. And that's job done. Okay, so we have got quite a lot of money, but I don't think we need to spend it just yet unless we decide to upgrade this to a fishing village or something, maybe a harbour to get some wealth out of the lands. But I think we're okay for now. So I am just going to go ahead and move straight on to the next turn.
We come to you in strength, to speak words of strength. Reply then, with a strength that welcomes peace.
So, let me guess, they want peace. I don't think this is a good idea. I want to take all of Aquitania. I just need to finish cleaning up the Vivisai, and I own both Narbonensis and pretty much Aquitania after I kill the Auski, so I think we're going to go ahead and decline that.
This is troubling.
Of course it's troubling. But now we're being attacked by the garrison army, by the looks of it, of the settlement we are trying to attack. And the enemy's coming at me with Oathsworn. Now these are going to be on par, I think, with my general unit, which is, I think, a 1st Legionary cohort or something. I'm not entirely sure. Or they're veteran legionaries, sorry, and these are normal legionaries. So I think they're on par with veteran legionaries. Then we've got all of these Celtic tribesmen. The only thing I'm really worried about is the use of all of these skirmishers, which will really harm my legionaries on an open field. So I might actually retreat this battle and we'll attack them next turn with some mercenaries possibly. So, enemy wounded. The target was Tolosa to incite unrest, but they failed. Field surgery is now complete, which is nice, which gives us access to the tier of Culture 1. We've got Hidden Age Exposed, we've got Ludi Romani, which is to give us +4 Latin cultural influence for all regions, and +4 public order per turn, which is really nice. And that's going to last for 4 turns. So, happiness for everyone, which is awesome. Let's have a look around the map and see what we can do. So, it is winter now. We are going to start taking attrition. I am likely to want to upgrade Burdigala here to make that a Roman colonia. And we can think about upgrading the port as well to maybe a shipwright or a military wharf so that we can get some nice military ships to move up the coast and hit these settlements on the way. That might be a nice idea, especially around this area, so that we can also move on to attack Britannia as well. But yeah, I think I'll leave that for now. Sort that out another time. What I'm really concerned about is using the 1st Legion to attack Atque Tarbellicae. I'm going to take them out their forced march stance, and it looks like we're still in range, so that'll be nice. The 2nd Legion's in a bad position though, because they are currently under attrition.
Ready for orders.
because they're in foreign lands. So I might send them back towards Nemesis for now and get them out of the way. That's probably a good plan, although they are going to take attrition by doing so. They should start replenishing once they're back in Nemesis. So that should be okay. We'll go to force march just so we can get them into the settlement. The only other thing that I want to do is possibly use the 3rd Legion to attack Devona. Before I do that, I'm going to go into my technology, and I think I'm going to pay for the appoint legates to continue our tech into military, and that way we'll be able to get Cicero support to enable the cohort barracks, which will get us some really nice troops, and then we can move on towards the elite legionaries in form of the legion barracks. That's what I really want to get to. The trouble is, it does cost a lot of money trying to get there. You can see that instead of taking a particular amount of turns, it costs money in order to do these particular technologies. So we're going to pay for this one here, which is 1,600, and we'll wait for next turn. Now, unseasonal conditions, we got a mild winter, harsh winter, mild winter. That is basically for each province there is a different kind of winter, which is strange. Fair enough. We've got a construction report, all that stuff done. Military sabotage attempt and unhappy populace, no problems. Okay. So, mild winter in these two provinces is quite nice. It allows my men to continue to replenish, I guess. And it also might allow me to move my army towards Aquae Bellicae without actually taking much attrition. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. And we will take out this settlement. Yep, we didn't take any attrition. That's really nice. So let's jump in and assault this one on the battle map. I'm going to keep it nice and dry. Start the deployment. And it looks like the enemy might have sallied forth. Yes, they have. That actually works in our favour, to be honest, because we have these ballistas and stuff which work very well in this kind of battle. So I'm going to line up my legionaries into a nice long wall. They do start in a nice formation, but it's pretty unpractical for fighting against the Gauls. We're going to get the Celtic warriors to sit behind with the skirmishers. We'll keep the horsemen on the flanks. We'll make sure that the Ornigas and ballistas are protected behind my men, and my general can stay with the army. So there we go, job done. We need to kind of move the army forwards to the crest of this hill, then we can see down on what they are defending with. So I am going to set these guys into a group, and we will move the army forwards. So it actually seems as though the enemy is moving towards me. So I'm going to stop my men. And we're going to wait for them to attack me. My ballistas and my Ornigas are going to be able to start firing, which is nice. And I might set them to explosive rounds so that we can break up these formations nicely. We'll stick with standard rounds for the Ornigas, I think. But explosive for the ballistas. Just going to break up their already weak formations. Hopefully these stones will roll through the enemy and not completely overshoot like they just did. Quite nice. Get some decent blows there. So, gonna stop these lot firing. And now we're going to charge onto the enemy tribesmen. and any men that aren't engaged can chase down the skirmishers.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Right, now we can get the horsemen to sweep down the side, kill off the skirmishers very easily.
Legionaries!
And that'll pretty much be job done very soon. So we completely wipe them out.
Advance at speed!
Now hopefully this will affect the settlement and allow me to take it over next turn. Actually no, we're assaulting a settlement, never mind. So yep, destroying this army will allow me to take it over. We're going to end the battle there. Decisive victory. We lost 148 men, they lost 1,444. And Aquae Tarbellicae is ours. So we're going to occupy that to make sure that we don't mess around too much with the public order in the settlement, although it does look like it's going to cause a rebellion anyway. We're going to convert this to a shrine of Jupiter. I don't think we already have one. This one is a... oh, that is a temple of Jupiter. Never mind. We already have Grove of Nymphs as well. So maybe it'd be worth moving towards a Temple of Mercury, or maybe Minerva to get the plus 4% research rate. I'm not entirely sure. Either way, we need to start converting the culture of these areas. We can go with a Manipular Barracks here to be able to recruit levy freemen. Actually, that unlocks the recruitment of legionary cavalry and Celtic warriors, so that'd be quite nice. And this unlocks the recruitment of legionaries and Celtic skirmishers. So having both of those will be useful, but I don't think we need it for now because that's actually causing negative public order, I think. But I am going to change this to a Temple of Minerva so that we get the research rate. Right, so that's job done. It's going to be Caesar's job now to sort out any rebellion that pops up. It could possibly hit Sotium, in which case I'm going to have to recruit a general here, I think, in order to stop that from happening. So let's choose a statesman from the proconsulate of Gallia. I'm going to raise an army of veteran legionaries, and he is going to recruit some vigiles in order to defend Sotium. Right. Now, if a rebellion occurs near Burdigala, that won't be so much of an issue because the town will be able to defend itself immediately. But now we can use the 3rd Legion to attack Devona instead of using that to defend Sotium instead. So let's go ahead and do that. We are going to suffer quite a bit of... we're going to suffer quite a bit of attrition by doing that, but I want to get my veteran into the army before we attack. And now we can go ahead and fight this battle. So, like I say, we have got quite the advantage in this by having so many legionaries, and we do have a reasonable amount of skirmishers to match theirs as well. The only thing I need to be worried about is, of course, the Oathsworn and the noble spears as well. But unfortunately, that has been my time. So we're not going to fight this battle this turn. And I know it may disappoint some of you because I did say I was going to take Devona back this episode. But unfortunately it's going to have to be the next episode because I've run out of time. So anyway, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this one. I certainly did. And I'll see you in the next episode where I'll be taking over Devona. Goodbye.